Hello and welcome to the second lesson in this series, Budgeting in Excel. And we'll be looking at production budget in Excel. If you've not watched the previous lesson, which is a sales budget in Excel, I will advise you to do that so that you'll have a better understanding and flow while we are looking at this particular lesson. Now, this is our budget that we are preparing. The format has already been designed. I'll be dropping the link to this workbook in the description section for you to download and work along. Don't just watch, I would like you to work along, right? So now we have an additional sheet, which is the schedules, which we'll be doing some computation. Previously, when we looked at sales budget, we only had the budget sheet and the assumption sheet, right? So now we have the schedule sheet where we'll be doing computation. So first thing first is for us to get in our assumption for production budget. Now I have that, I just screenshotted it. So as I stated earlier, these questions will be made available by the end of the entire session of the training. But for now, we'll just be getting some part of the question that is relevant to the budget we are preparing. Right, so we'll just get it so that we can focus on that part only. All right, so I guess I should bring it here to have a better view of it so that we can look at it together. So these screenshots from the file I'll be sharing with you by the end of this entire series. Now we're looking at production budget. And the production budget section says that the total number of budget to be produced will be based on budgeted sales, taking into consideration the following key points. Right, so we are going to be basing it on the budgeted sales. Please, let's have that in mind. Now, these are the following points we should take into consideration. First, the following percentage on next month's expected sales is required to be the finished goods inventory on hand. The following percentage, so big size is 10%, medium size is 7%, then small size is 20%. So this percentage on next month's sales will be the closing inventory for finished goods for the current month. All right, so when we put it in, you'll get to understand. The second, it says expected unit sales for July 2026 are stated below. The selling price per unit remains same as previous month. So the expected unit sales for July 2026 are listed below because we are looking at 10% of next month's sales. So for June, we need July sales, all right? So this is the expected unit sales for July, and it also says that the selling price per unit remains same as previous months, though we don't need this in this section. Now, it says the finished goods opening inventory as at January 2026. So this is the opening inventory, and the opening inventory is for the first month, which is January. Look at it, big size, medium size, and small size. So let's just get it right into our assumption. So closing inventory finished goods. So this is closing inventory. So we have it in percentage. So just put, mind you, well, when building a model, you hard code with the color blue. That's the standard. It shows that it's not formula. It just hard coded. It just you just imputed a number there. There's no formula in there, right? So that's why you're seeing it in blue font. So 7 and 20. So this percentage repeats all through the month. So you will see how it works. So let's just copy and drag it. We'll just use this and copy through downwards. Okay. So mind you, I have this column for July. So you'll understand why I have this column, because the question states, it says, just a minute, it says the expected unit sales for July 2026. So we'll have to put this unit sale is that. So we'll put 320 because we need July sales to get the closing balance of June, because June closing balance is a percentage of July sales. I believe we got that, right? 350, then 210. Now we've gotten that. Then the finished goods opening inventory as at January. So this just for January. This is supposed to be in units. So I'll just copy the units here and I'll paste it here. Nothing there. So the opening inventory just for January we're giving. So this 30 23 and 39. Good. So we've gotten all the assumption. So we're done with speaking all the assumption from the questions, right? So let me just keep this by the side here so that it will not distract us. All right. So we now have our assumption ready. I believe you're following. So next thing we'll be doing is to go to our schedule and do the computation. This is a formula guide I place here for you to understand better. To get your production budget, and your production budget is in units, definitely, because this company, Amaka Global Limited, is into production of luggage bag of 3 different sizes: big, medium, and small. We want to know the production we are going to be doing for this period we are budgeting for, each of the months of this period we are budgeting. And this is the formula. First of all, we want to know the budgeted sales, because it's the sales we budgeted for that will determine the production we'll be making. But while we are doing that, let's have in mind that there is an expected ending balance we want to have in inventory. So budgeted sales plus the ending balance. Then there is an opening balance. If there's an opening balance, we need to less it to get the required or actual production. So this is what we're going to be using in the budget to compute. But before then, let's make necessary computation here on this schedule that will help us do this final computation. Now, the budgeted sales in units, we've already captured it is in percentage, but it says that the percentage given should be applied in the next month's sales to get the closing balance. So this is the budgeted sales. First of all, let's get the budgeted sales there before we get the closing inventory. So we'll just link it, go to the assumption sheet. So budgeted sales is here. These are our units sold, you can see it. So if you notice, it's showing the formula with yours might not show. I don't know why mine is showing, maybe because I'm recording. Because if I'm not recording, it won't show. Good. So I can just copy it downwards, because that's why I made it relative. Always know when to use relative and absolute. What it does is that it helps you to just impute the formula words, then copy downwards and copy to the right. So having copied this down, I will just also use the fill handle and fill to this level. Good. So you notice I have all my sales. It's just linking what we have from our assumption sheet into the schedule where we need to do some computation. Mind you, this font black because there is formula in it. We linked it to another cell. While the assumption mostly is going to be blue font color, it's hard coded. Most of these are what we are getting from the case study. These are our assumptions, right? And they can change, so that anything you change here, the computation will just update itself. That's the essence of building this model. Now, this says that the closing inventory. Look at the question again. Let's go to the question so that you can see. It says the following percentage on next month's expected sales is required to be the finished goods inventory on hand. So 10% of the sales unit in February should be the closing inventory, right? So let's go right in and just do that. So we already have our percentage here. So we'll just pick the formulas and calculate. So equals to, then we move to the assumption sheets. Then this particular cell, and I don't want this cell to be absolute, I want it to be relative. So I will just remove the dollar signs. You'll notice a dollar sign. When a dollar sign is in front of a row number or a column alphabet, it shows that it's absolute, right? So I just remove that. So I'm saying this times the total sales, right? This times the total sales on this sheet, right? So I'm also leaving this as relative. So, but mind you, it says 10% of next month. So I missed it. It's supposed to be of February, right? So closing inventory of finished goods is that 10% of next month's sales. And this is the sales unit, budgeted sales unit. So we need to be very careful. You see that I nearly missed it by clicking January, right? So closing inventory is the percentage based on the question we are working with here, the scenario we are using in this question is that percentage we've picked times the next month sales. We are dealing with big size bag. So always be sure you select the right sales while building this, right? So you see, this is our closing inventory. Now, because I ensure my formula uh, is well structured so that I can be able to copy downwards and copy rightwards. All I need to do is just to copy down, then I copy rightwards. Right. So now, why am I not having this here? 10% of next month's sales. All right. Good, good. So let's go back to the assumption. Why are we not having that? This is our sales. So this is supposed to give me this times this. So let's go back to the schedule. I'm supposed to have for June. Okay, I did not impute the sales here. So I will just have to copy it here. So let's copy it and ensure. Good. So you notice that because we imputed the sales here, the sales for July in order to get our closing balance for June. Right. So that was what was missing. It's good. Now, for us to get our opening inventory for finished goods, we already have the opening inventory for January here. All we need to do is just to link it. So it's a equals to, then you move to the next sheet and link it. That's all. There's nothing much. So you can now copy it downwards because I made the formula relative. Now, okay, we've been given for January. So for us to get the opening balance for February, it's definitely going to be the closing balance for January. So what we do is just to link equal to it to the closing balance of January, which will be the opening balance of February. Right, that's just what we need to do. So you copy the formula downwards and copy it to the right. So this is it. We have our budgeted sales unit for each of the three products. We have our closing inventory and we have our opening inventory. Now let's go and calculate our production budgets. Now remember this formula: budgeted sales plus ending balance minus beginning balance. So let's go to the budget. Okay, so to prepare our production budget, just you equal to, then you go to your schedule, sales plus your closing balance, right? Then minus your opening balance. Notice each of the cell references are relative because I'll be copying the formula downwards and to the right. They are all relative, and that's it. So you will see our total production for big size bag in January is 298 units, right? So you copy downwards and copy to the right. Good. So we can now put our total formula equals to sum. So we are summing this entire, and here we go. So you can just copy the formula rightwards. So let me just fill it, use the fill handle for it. Good. So also apply the total here, the total column for the entire period. We'll know what for the entire period for each of the sizes so that we are producing big size, medium size, and small size. Good. So what's the total production? We'll sum this and there we go. So we have the total production is 4,872. Right. For big bag is 1,792. For small size, medium size is 1,907, and for the small size is 1,173. So you now have a knowledge of how to prepare production budget. If you have watched through to this point, I believe you have replicated same. Ensure you do same, but if you're having any challenge, please share that challenge in the comment section. I'll be there to respond to you. Thank you for watching through to this end. We'll be looking at the next budget. I think it should be the material budget, right? I guess so, the material budget. Ensure you follow through so that you'll have a better understanding on the entire lesson in this series, budgeting in itself. Thank you, and do well to like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload value tips. And don't forget to share to as many that you know that this lesson and this tutorial will benefit. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.